Okay, sorry. Hello, good evening. I don't know, I can't see. Most of us are video shy. Luke, can you hear me? Hi, Luke.
Yes, I can hear you, Michael. Can you hear me?
Oh, excellent. Great. Thank you.
Port Dickson today, not in the Sunday sanctuary.
Right.
I'll
Okay, good.
unmute now. You want me to unmute
All right.
now?
Yeah, you can mute yourself. Thank you very much. Hello, Christine. Hi. Okay. Now I know this is just past 8 o'clock. So what I like to do is for those that's already dialed in, I see I can't see how many people. How many people are there? Okay, I'm going to play a video so that we can kill maybe two minutes and 40 over seconds. Okay, this is a video from Zinzino, obviously. This explains a little bit about the product and the services that Zinzino has. So enjoy the video, ladies and gentlemen. If I can play it. Okay. Oh. Oh. Technology.
Our nature is a powerful designer. When nutrients are in the right balance, we get a superfood. Zinzino provide cutting-edge, best-in-class products from the new science of pharmaconutrition, which uses active nutrients from food to fight the imbalances in our modern lifestyle. Eating fish is healthy. It is a well-known truth that higher levels of omega-3 support a healthy heart, an optimal brain function, and your immune system. How much do you need?
To know this, you have to measure the balance of omega-6 and omega-3, which you can do with the Zinzino test. We have tested several 100,000 people. Our statistics show that 95 out of 100 have too much omega-6 and too little omega-3.
Our DNA was programmed with a 1-to-1 balance. Today, the average is 15-to-1. According to the World Health Organization, a healthy balance for the heart should be less than 5-to-1, while science recommends 3-to-1. Balance oil is many times more effective than normal omega-3 supplements. These ingredients help support in most foods that are rich in omega-3, like seafood, seeds and nuts. We find them also to be rich in polyphenols. Polyphenols are micronutrients known for their power to reduce oxidation in your cells and cell membranes. Sadly, the omega-3 industry ignored this important truth. They left out the polyphenols. Zinzino respects and understands nature. We combine the highest quality omega-3 with the most potent source of polyphenol. Added the sunshine product like Balance Oil. Test yourself and choose one of our Balance products. Balance Oil with great flavors, or Aqua X that mixes with water into a lemon drink.
Right. Good evening, everyone. So please allow me to start. I somehow, oh, okay. My name is Michael Low. I'm the principal of Shante Sanctuary. This is a clinic in Kuala Lumpur. We practice functional medicine here in Kuala Lumpur. And we are primarily servicing corporate executive health management. So Fortune 500 companies and their C-suite executives, we look at their health quotient. So that's a pretty interesting job that we have. And I'm also the founder of Shante Solutions, which is a health analytics company out of Singapore, where we have gathered a lot of health data and we analyze it and better feedback to corporations to better understand the wellness quotient, if you may, of their C-suite executives or their workforce. My past history has been a senior development director for a 3 billion ringgit project in China that develops a luxury residence, 7-star hotel, and also a very well-fitted luxury clinic. That's my job out there. And previous to that, I've also founded a company inside Shante in Hangzhou in China that is still currently running, and we service also the Chinese market. And before then, I was the group managing director for Vida Medica, a regenerative medicine clinic in Germany, and also servicing the entire world. So my portfolio then was to look after, or rather converting Asian-centric customers to Europe for that matter, then. And for a good dozen of years, I was a publisher of a very successful publication here in Asia. That's my background. But we are gathered here today to better understand something that I've discovered recently, and that's Zinzino, a Swedish company that is more than 16 years now. They have been listed in Europe, and they are very much what I call it a unicorn company in Europe, providing optimum health. No sound? Oh, I don't. Can you guys hear me? Oh, maybe it's this. Hello. Okay, sorry. I thought the microphone wasn't working. So okay, so here we go. Zinzino is a Swedish company, 16 years old, listed in Europe, very reliable, very successful in Europe, and they have just this past year started to come out to Asia. In October, they arrived onto the shores of Hong Kong and China, and we are now in Malaysia and Singapore at pre-launch stage. So we will be only launching officially in full swing after May this year. And of course, Thailand, Indonesia, and all are not quite there as yet. So this company is, while it's 16 years old, is also relatively young on a globalized scale, right? And the motto of this company caught my attention at that time was it inspires to change lives. How fantastic that can be, and all of us talked about that, and I hold high regards for this company. And one other reason why I've been very interested with this company is it is a evidence-based nutraceutical science company. So everything they do is based on evidence, and they are also a very advanced company in as far as integrating great minerals together in their nutraceutical products. Now, you are now talking to Z Dream Team, which is Zinzino Dream Team. We are a bunch of passionate people trying to share optimum health with our friends and family in Kuala Lumpur today. And of course, you know, our reach is one that reaches far and beyond Malaysia. So we are that team here that is spreading the good words of what Zinzino has to share. And our motto is we don't just strive to add more years to your lives, but more life into your years. So that's the quality that we're talking about. So now diving into Zinzino. And before that, what I would like to do is to introduce the founders of Zinzino. You have Hilda and Oren out as a photograph there. Oren and Hilda founded the company, and they've been running this company very successfully across Europe right now. And they're so very passionate. And why I admire this couple is while they are founders and top leaders in the company, they are also very hands-on, day to day, on the welfare or the wellness of their company and how they want to open up different markets in the region. And throughout these years, now it's not quite everything available here in Malaysia as yet. Zinzino also has a wide arrays and varieties of different products, from oil to probiotics and other great supplements, and also, of course, the serum. Today, what I will be sharing with you is on the 3 products that is available here in Malaysia, and that being the test kit, the balance test kit, the balance oil, and also the skin serum. So without further ado, I'm going to basically take us through this little journey. This is designed for us to better understand the product. Life is a journey, as we all know, right? We wanted to strive to feel good, feel fit, and be very healthy. However, at the same time, there's so many different challenges in our lives today to reach or to allow us to reach an optimum health. We all strive towards finding the right supplements. We all strive, excuse me, to find the right support and the right health regime to get us to an optimal health level. Yeah, thank you. So now this is a time where I hope this evening I'm able to share with you. And my motive this evening is to basically open doors that's been closed for most of us in this lifestyle of ours. And tonight, what I'd like to do is to hand you the key to your optimum health through Zinzino. So bear with me, enjoy this evening to better understand what the secrets or the benefits of Zinzino has to offer. Now, as we all know, omega-6 and omega-3 are essential fatty acids, right? I hope you understand that. Omega-6 and omega-3 can only be consumed and only be able to come from food source, right? And the balance of between omega-6 and omega-3 has got to be as recommended by science and also medical professionals, that it should be in a ratio of 3:1 or even better. Oren, the founder of the company, his ratio is 1.7:1. But obviously that's a little bit unfair because he has a lot more head start than we do, right? So that's kind of a ratio we should be looking at. Omega-6 is fundamentally the food that we eat that at the moment is not necessarily pure, and omega-3 is getting lesser and lesser. I'll share with you a little bit more later. Now, typically, we have our meat source, our coming from the wild, if not feeding on the natural grasslands of various different countries. But since maybe 35, 40 years, this is how most of our meat are being farmed, right? In the past, they all graze greenlands, but now they all are caged up. And most of these animals that we consume are one way or the other fed with hormones, antibiotics, and all kinds of feed that is high in omega-6. And therefore, there's almost impossible for us to get any omega-3 coming from our food source. Now, most of us, ideally in the family, what we want to do is to eat healthy. And this is a typical Asian family that we are. We strive to have a proper diet, but the reality is very, very different, right? The reality is this: we eat outside, we enjoy life, we obviously have a lot of friends, and we indulge in the finer living standards of today's offering in the marketplace. So whilst we are striving to to get to a ratio between omega-6 and 3 at 3:1, but in reality, this is what it is, 15:1 or higher. I have some great news to share with you. This is a compilation of numbers. So you see in Scandinavian countries, it's 12:1 and on an average basis. Now, Zinzino has, of course, tested hundreds and thousands of clients already until to date. So they have a very fair understanding of different markets and their status of balance, if you may, between omega-6 and 3. In Europe, by average, is 15:1. North American, as most of us can imagine, their diet is atrocious, is at 25:1. Australia is hovering at 21:1. And Asia, unfortunately, and I guess we can all understand and appreciate, we are hovering at 20:1 ratio. That's 20 omega-6 and 1 omega-3 kind of a ratio. That's really atrocious by average. So in conclusion, and that is why in Asia, we have so many people having a lot of inflammatory caused chronic diseases. Things like reduced brain functions, hair quality decreases, reduced heart functions, skin loses elasticity, organ functions are reduced, as well as joint and muscular pains. Now that's very much due to the imbalance of omega-6 and 3. I myself have a little bit of a confession. This is my test that came back a few days ago. So I'm 23.5:1, whereby the recommendation is 3:1. It's atrocious. So how do we get ourselves fixed? That's the million-dollar question, right? So here is an introduction of introduction of the balance test kit and the balance oil. This is that hero product of Zinzino, if you may. And this is where you start your journey to your new life, right? Everything in Zinzino is based on evidence-based tests. So we all start off with a dry spot blood test, where your blood is then taken at home or at the clinic here. We offer this service, and quite easily done. Is done on a blotter through the dry spot blood technology that Zinzino has actually offered to us. This technology is pretty advanced. A simple 2 drops of blood, drop into a sealed case and bag rather, then ship it out to Oslo in Norway, and then within 2 weeks, the blood test comes back. The process is very, very intuitive and also very easy for all of us. So the sequence would be to take the test, start the omega oil, and then let the test result comes back, and then we redo the test again at some point. This is the laboratory in Oslo, and most universities and different institutes are in collaboration of this laboratory in Oslo. I think WHO is also involved in this particular laboratory. Now, this is the detail of my report. While you see I have an unbalanced 23.5:1, I have other values that is also not looking very good. Now, fortunately, my mental strength is moderate. So that's the only thing that is quite nice, including my AA index, which is optimal level. The rest of it, my protection value, I'm insufficient. My omega-3 index, obviously, given this kind of ratio, is not balanced. And my cell membrane fluidity, which is really very important in cellular regeneration, is also insufficient. So this is how the results comes back to you. And when you get your results out of this balance test kit, your omega-6 to omega-3 balance ratio, you have protection value, your omega-3 index, your mental strength index, your membrane fluidity index, and your AA formation efficiency is part of this comprehensive test results coming out of this very simple dry spot blood test. Okay. Whoops. Here we go. And of course, Zinzino have already done more than 500,000 customers so far. The last I heard, they have already exceeded about 700,000 subjects. Oops, why is this happening? So it's a 14 days wait for the results. In the meantime, then we get on to the omega-3 oil, which is the balance oil of Zinzino. There is a little bit of an understanding here. The oil allows us to restore the cell membrane, and it balances the excessive omega-6 to omega-3. And it also has a very interesting ingredient in there, and that's the pre-harvested extra virgin olive sauce that produces polyphenol. Now understand and try and remember polyphenol. This is a very important ingredient that binds omega-3 with the olive oil that activates the purpose of the omega-3 oil. It prevents the oil from oxidating, and hence there's no rancid coming from the oil, and it lasts a lot longer so that it's able to function within our system. And last but not least, it has also last but not least, it has also vitamin D3, E, which is also equivalent to omega-9. So that's the composition of this balanced oil. And the contributing factors of this oil promotes optimal brain function, normal heart functions, fortifies your immune system, it develops stronger bone health, and also plays a role as a mood moderator. So what do you know about your omega-3 fatty acids? Well, you know, we all say, and a lot of people that I've spoken to, they claim that they have been taking omega oil for the longest time. So this is the question that I have for you. Think about it. What do you know your omega-3 oil source is coming from? What kind of fish is it coming from? And how long would you be taking or expecting to take these omega-3 supplements? And above all, do you know what sort of dosage that you should be consuming these omega-3 oils? And if you know at all that omega-3 oils does get rancid over a period of time, and then how would one protect the omega-3 oil from the oxidative process? Well, we have the answer. Zinzino harvests the omega-3 oils from 3 main small fishes from the Scandinavian Ocean, that being anchovies, sardine, and also mackerel. Why in a small size fish? Is because it is before it gets contaminated by the toxicity, by the pollution of the ocean. So they primarily harvest this oil from these sort of species. And of course, this species feeds on algae from the oceans in that part of the world, which is of course very rich for everyone. So here, why do you need omega fatty acid supplements? Now, we already know today we are not getting enough omega-6 and omega-3, or rather, I beg your pardon, we're not getting enough omega-3, but instead we're getting a lot more omega-6 from our diet today. Now, given that for one good reason, we don't eat enough seafood that gives us the right omega-3. Now, if we do, and these are fish that is already one way or the other contaminated, polluted by the pollution in the ocean. So we are eating that kind of fish at the moment. So omega-3 is not something that we can expect coming from the ocean, from the sea. Oops, what happened? Okay, hang on. Oh, the constant technical glitch. All right, now the other thing is industrial produced animal feeds. Now, animal feed is full of 2 primary criminals, if I may call it, and that's being soy and also corn. These 2 base ingredients in the animal feeds that they get to eat are with the highest level of omega-6. So that's why a lot of the animal feeds that we get to see and the animal that we eat do not carry any good value in the fatty acids, essential fatty acids. Essential because our body requires it. And unfortunately, again, as by now you understand, whatever oil that we consume, we're consuming too much of the wrong omega, which is the 6, and not enough of what we need, the omega-3, right? And industrial farming of cultivated vegetables too are much lesser in omega-3. Now, let alone the vegetable oil, the cooking oil that we have, this refined and processed oil, they too have a lot, far too much omega-6 presence in those products. So why then, and what's the difference between balanced oil and the rest of the oil, which I'll give you a comparison shortly. In the Zinzino balanced oil, it contains omega-3 fatty acids that's extracted from the source that I mentioned just now, sardine, anchovies, and mackerel. These are free from mercury. And of course, the benefits of the balanced oil that is mixed with polyphenol, the pre-harvested olive seeds or the oil from these pre-harvested olives allows us to have a optimum digestion and also brain health. It reduces inflammation because it's an antioxidant. It's a very powerful antioxidant ingredient. And it allows the oil to also help protect the omega-3 oil from getting rancid. It reduces the risk of heart diseases and also very good for managing sugar level in the blood, right? There's one other benefits that it has. It just also prevents blood clot in our system that prevents from heart attack and also stroke. Now, vitamin D and E that added onto this balanced oil allows them to also provide us a fortification of our immune system. So these are the great values of the ingredients within the balanced oil. Now, there's a comparison here of various different oils that that we get here in Malaysia. This is a random, so there's no favorite. There's really no reason, only just why we're showing these few brands. It was by random. We went into the pharmacy, we picked up these 5 brands, and as you can see it evidently here, all these famous, commonly consumed omega oils sold over the counters, none of them have the mixture of the very, very important ingredient, that's the polyphenol in the oil, that combines with the omega-3 that optimizes its performances, except here in Zinzino balanced oil. Okay, so can you guys see the difference out there? Even the amount of the oil essence is also not much compared to what Zinzino oil has to offer. Okay, so the combination of the essential component, which is the olive polyphenol in the Zinzino oil, is the unique selling point of this particular oil. Okay, now this is the other reason why it's so unique. A normal krill oil will go into rancid, means oxidized, within 5 hours. A concentrated omega-3 oil, 9 hours. A cod liver oil is 15 hours. But when you combine this very interesting high-grade omega-3 oil with polyphenol, the lifespan of this oil immediately extends and expands to 35 hours, allowing it plenty of time to work in our system, allowing it to take its own benefits and course within our health, our body, when we consume it. So again, as I've said, polyphenol is the unique feature of this particular balanced oil. Omega-3, obviously, vitamin D3 and vitamin E is the combination that this oil carries. And of course, the uniqueness about this particular oil is you consume it by your weight. Now, it is not just only about being an evidence-based solution, but it's also totally personalized in the sense that, like for me, I'm 92 kilos, very much overweight. I would use my weight multiplied by 0.15 gives you the amount in milliliters, ml. So I'm about 13 point something ml would be my designated recommended dosage when I consume this oil. It makes sense, right? I mean, all of us different size, different age, and all and all of us are different, male and female. There is no reason why we should be consuming the same type of supplements in the same dosage that applies across the board for everyone. It doesn't make sense for the longest time. So in the clinic that we practice, that's why we practice personalized supplementation, where we are only given what we need for as long as we need and as much as we need in our system to allow the body to perform, if not to be optimized to a level, right? So that's the same philosophy here offered by Zinzino Balance Oil. So dosage by weight. And it doesn't oxidize because of the polyphenol. And of course, it comes in several different flavors. In fact, I think it comes in 4 flavors. At the moment, the most popular one is the orange lemon mint oil that is available here in Malaysia. So how do you take it? Who takes it? When do you take it? So you start off from baby 6 months old right through to your senior age. And of course, as we get older and we've matured, our requirements are very different, right? So you want your infants to be developing brain immune as they grow. So recommendation, 6 months old baby already starting to consume it. But there's a secret here. The founder's wife and their 4 kids, so 3 or 4 kids, they all were basically taking the omega oil during pregnancy phase, where the fetus is at its most vulnerable state when it's developing into a baby, right? So the pregnant mother has started to consume this oil during pregnancy. So it's really not exclusively for kids beyond 6 months and then on after, but it's also recommended or able, if not already taken by pregnant women. So this is actually very good because the oil allows us to regenerate and allows the body to have an optimal regenerative system going. So that's the whole life cycle. So teenagers also developing brain, immune, reproduction. Of course, at a senior age, 50s to 60s, our major problem is brain function, heart function that needs to be optimized to a level, right? So these are part of the benefits of what omega-3 of Zinzino Balance Oil offers. And of course, the other benefits would be it fights and prevents depression and anxiety. It improves sleep quality. It reduces symptoms of metabolic syndrome. It improves skin health, reduces inflammation. It improves risk of heart diseases. That's what I mentioned just now. And furthermore, the other ingredients in there, the DHA, actually helps to promote a better eye health, I beg your pardon. So that's the other benefits of the fatty acid omega-3, okay? So the question is, how long do you take the balance oil for? And really just 120 days. 120 days is the recommended period that you would, before you consume, or at the point of starting consuming the oil, you start to do your test, your balance test. You ship it away, like what I've done. I've started taking the oil, and my results came back at really unfavorable 23.5 to 1, but I'm continuously taking my 13 ml of omega-3 oil until 120 days, which is really 4 months. And I explained to you why 4 months or 120 days shortly. And the reason simply is because we are everything about cells. In our system, there are 30 trillion cells in our human body. There are over 200 different 200,000 different stem cells in our system. So our entire body is everything about cells. And meet Mr. Bo. This is a skeletal. Obviously, Mr. Bo and a normal person would be interested in brain function, hair quality, heart function, skin elasticity, joints and muscular health, right? That's typical. And for a person in a good health, this is what it means when your cellular level is at an optimal level, where the normal functions is soft and flexible membrane, allowing nutrients to come into each individual of the 30 trillion cells in our system. And also at the same time, then it becomes, because it's soft and flexible membrane of the cellular walls, it allows toxic materials or toxicity to be discharged out of the cells. So it's a vicious cycle, right? But however, when we are in a bad health state where our system is inflamed, this is what happens to the cell. It reduces function in performance, it's rigid and hard, nutrients is not easily accessible through the cells, and for that same reason, toxin and waste is also very difficult to come through those cell membranes to be discharged. So for that reason, and this would be the fundamental reason why we have an inflammatory state, and that's because the cells are not soft and also flexible in its performance. So this is how and why omega oils can help us. Now, this chart here, this picture here shows that we are constantly, 98% of our entire body cells changes within 365 days, right? Every cell in our body eventually dies and it gets replaced by new cells. Liver rebuilds itself every 6 weeks, bones every 3 months. The wall lining of our stomach be rebuilt every 5 days in the stomach. Would you believe that? So we're constantly rebuilding and recreating ourselves. And blood in itself rebuilds itself every 4 months, hence the 120 days rationale. Okay, you guys okay with that? So we can bring you back to balance within 120 days. So that's the promise. Now, 95% of the customers of Zinzino Balance Oil sees a significant improvement in their imbalance or out of balance. So they will see a significant change. Now, I have seen some results from other people that they see up to 60, 70% improvement in just 120 days. Okay, so there are obviously gaps here for questions. So I'll leave that towards the end so that you can ask. So that's the oil of Zinzino. Moving on from here is the skin serum that they have. It's a very hard-working product that I myself have actually seen great results from. It's actually from polyphenol as well. This is fabulous antioxidant. It allows the serum to reduce fine lines and wrinkles. It reduces blemish and also the pores. In reduction, Asians has got very wide, if not open pores. So this helps to reduce the pore sizes. It hydrates and also smoothen out the skin. And of course, by default, it improves the elasticity of the skin. Now, how does it work? It works through the extracellular matrix on 3 different layers. So the oil with its very powerful ingredients protects, repairs, and also rebuild. Okay, so these are the ingredients that they have. Well, in the protection process, the olive polyphenol is the most active ingredient. The sequin, how do you pronounce that? Esqualene is actually a source of shark oil, actually. So that's also an active ingredient. And beta glucan is also another portion that is very active to protect our skin. The tocopherols are also ingredients out of vitamin E. So there's vitamin E in this serum. Okay, the peptide, while it's during the repair process, and of course the anti-inflammatory agents as well as the hydrating agents comes into play during the rebuild, the reconstruction of your skin layer, your dermis layer. Okay, and this is a result. We have our friend in Hong Kong. She's Jude, and within the 40 days results, you see the picture on the left is before she took it, and after 40 days, you can see evidently the skin has actually improved tremendously. So I myself have started taking it for 2.5 weeks now. I too have seen some significant change in the stains or the patches that I have, because I play golf, so I have quite a fair bit of freckles and also blemish. So that I see lightening, and also the skin is a lot more supple. So these are the values of the Zinzino skin serum. So it's hardworking. They have the serum being the hardworking product. You have a powerful balancing product within the Zinzino Balance Oil. It has a very honest product, which is the Zinzino Balance Test. And furthermore, you will never let your health be a mystery any further from here, because everything is based on evidence. Okay, there's one more thing that I have to share with you this evening. So let me see. I know there's quite a lot of you in the audience here. So we cannot finish this evening without talking about products and how do you buy them. So here we have a massive list of products. This is the customer premier kits. Please ask your friend that introduced you to come into this chat for this particular price list, right? For the benefit of this evening's talk, what I'm going to do is I'm going to pick one of these items out at 693. That includes 2 bottles of Balance Oil at 300 ml, 2 bottles of Balance Oil at 100 ml, and 1 Balance Kit for 693 before shipping. So shipping is then 734 ringgit throughout Malaysia. And there is a saving of 320 ringgit. Now, for the purpose of this evening, if you would talk to the person that introduced you to this evening's talk, what we are offering is a fabulous gift, and that's a 400 ringgit voucher for you to come into my clinic here to do an arterial health and stress index assessment. What is it? So this is what it is. It is a tool used by most cardiologists around the world. Yes, the last count was something 130, 150,000 cardiologists around the world uses this heart rate variability device to measure your stress level, your stress resistance, your autonomic profiles, and furthermore, it allows us to also assess your arterial health. This arterial health results reflects onto your inflammatory state in your entire health system. Okay, this is a very, very interesting assessment. We're offering it actually free to you if you contact your friend that introduced you to this evening's talk. This is only available here in our clinic, totally free for you if you get back to them like this evening or through until the weekend. That voucher is worth 400 ringgit. It allows you to have a clear insight and instant insight to your state of inflammatory, if I may put it in that way. Okay. In addition to that, after you've purchased your products, most of these products, there's a whole varieties of products out there that is available to you as a consumer or customer premier kits that would include the test kit. So from the test kit, you're able then to do your omega-6, omega-3 balance test that comes back within 14 days, and that allows you to understand how out of balance you are before or while you are taking your balance oil to seek that equilibrium back. Okay, So that's where I have until this evening. So what I like to do here, thank you very much to all the attendees, and also open for questions. I see there's quite a lot of people here this evening. Let me take me out of that. Okay, right. Is there any questions? Oh. Okay, good. Right, I'm here. Is there any questions? I'm more than happy to take it. Otherwise, we have a doctor in the audience, Dr. Shabnam, which is the functional medicine doctor that we work with here in Shante Sanctuary. We are located just next to Glen Eagles Hospital in Jalan Ampang in KL. We are in this building, 3 towers. We are on the 3rd tower. So we are very accessible in Kuala Lumpur. So we have our nurse, Kate, that is also here to take any questions. So is there any questions? Luke or Charlene? That's all I can see here, the list. Chef Rizal, any questions? From my understanding, what we have been seeing is tremendous help for people that has got heart issues and also memory. So if there's any preferred consumer at all, one would be very interesting is to look at heart health and brain functions. So we highly recommend senior age individuals, your parents or friends, or even yourself, like me, where we need to protect our heart health and brain functions. So this balance all works magic with it. Is there any question? Everyone's so quiet. If I put everyone to sleep? Go ahead, tell me. How do I see the?
Hi, Michael.
Hi, Charlene. Go ahead.
Yeah. So in the test results, so you have like there was one result that says was it power value or something similar? So you have the fluidity and the test result, right? There was something.
Right.